Hello and welcome to the Typical Boro Podcast. I'm your host Steve Dixon, and on my screen today I have two very glum looking faces, I have to say, and I don't blame them. As always, I've got Mr. Graham Bandy by me. You alright, Graham?
Very good, yeah, let's crack on.
And he's back, the workaholic. They've actually given him a day off. At last he's got a day off to relax and talk about the Boro. It's the brilliant John Cutler is back. You alright, John?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, I can just hear all my colleagues laughing at that quote.
Welcome back, John. Good
Thank
to have
you
you on board.
We've got loads to get through today. Unfortunately, it's not to talk about what we wanted to talk about. Middlesbrough, of course, have taken 1 point out of a possible 6 from Charlton Athletic in Bristol City. We're going to go back to Wednesday first, where Middlesbrough made one change. Back into the team came Tommy Conway for Brown. I'll come to you, Bandy. We're not going to go into it in depth on Wednesday night, but it was a disappointing, lacklustre display, wasn't it?
Pretty much so, yeah. You summed it up. I mean, we've seen teams come with this. I actually hate the word now, the low block. We're using it every week, and it does seem to be a very annoying buzzword, but unfortunately that's what it is. And Charlton came with the lowest low block I've ever seen in football in history. I mean, I sit top row north stand, and they were pretty much playing under the concourse for me. They were so deep it was untrue. And you can generally gauge the way the game's going to go after the first 15-20 minutes, and you knew we were in for a night of just banging on the door without much happening. And then we got absolutely sucker punched by such a cheap, annoying goal. The guys actually let it go out, but he could have kept it in, but he didn't. He let it go out for a throw in. They reset. Cody come up, and he just stole ahead. He got in front of the target, didn't he? And just stabbed it home. But yeah, an absolute sickener. And obviously, probably not what we deserve, because it was total domination. But we've seen a lot of that this season, and we've got to start taking chances. Because again, on the night, we still had a boatload of chances, but just couldn't take them. But we did think we'd galvanise and put things right yesterday, but it wasn't to be.
Well, you've just mentioned dominating the game, Bandy, against Charlton Athletic, 78% possession.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's Barcelona-style possession, that.
34 shots to Charlton's 5, 7 shots on target to Charlton's 2. It's just, 11 corners to Charlton's 2. All the stats cuts were in Middlesbrough's favour, but the same old problem keeps rearing its head. We can't put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, if we win that game, fans are eulogising about how we've kept the ball, how many chances we're creating. Just the ball didn't go in the net. And then you go onto social media afterwards, and we're as if we're bottom of the league. I just can't understand it. Was the performance really that bad to dominate another team in the same division as you as much as we did? We just couldn't put the ball in the net. And they've got as if we were absolutely rubbish all over the pitch. The stats show clearly we weren't rubbish all over the pitch. We were rubbish in one part of the pitch, ultimately the most important part of the pitch.
That's it. You've got to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's what we're not doing at the moment. We had an inkling that Charlton had a goal in them first half. Sol Brynn made a really big save in the first half, so they did have a goal in them, to be fair to them. But, during the game, Matt Targett early on has a brilliant chance in front of the North Stand. He shows all the composure in the world away at Birmingham on 2 occasions, going, two excellent goals. And then he just lacked so much composure in front of the North Stand, slashes his shot wide. Morgan Whittaker had a decent chance, hits it at the goalkeeper. Aidan Morris hits the crossbar. It's just, for whatever reason, we just seem to lack composure and in class in front of goal. Again, for me, big decisions don't go our way. Cuts' favourite, Callum Britton, a terrible challenge by Luke Chambers, could have been a red card. Matt Targett had a chance, for a penalty shout when he had Morris at the crossbar. Matt Targett was taken out at the same time. The referee chose to ignore it. I think sometimes we're just not getting the rub of the green at the moment, Graham, as well.
Definitely. I think you mentioned the word luckless. We exchanged a few texts and you said luckless, and I wholeheartedly agree. We just need the ball to bounce a bit. It didn't happen for us during that Christmas spell where we had that horrendous week where we lost at home to Hull, a couple of bad draws, and it came right. So if we keep doing the same things as what we're doing, it will come right. I'm 100% on that. I don't think we need to panic and change the way we play. Hellberg's coming out after every presser, every post-match as well, saying about total domination, how much we dominate the ball, how much we set pin teams back in their own half. They can't get out. It's just down to the simple, fundamental basics of putting the ball in the back of the net. And that's down to just individuals. It's down to composure in front of goal. We saw it yesterday where we should have had 4 or 5 yesterday comfortably, but we didn't. On another game, IQPR, every chance we got, we pretty much took. It's just, there's a bit of an Achilles heel playing at home, and I don't know what that is. I don't think the players feel pressured. Hackney's come out and said we absorb the pressure, we embrace it, we take it on the chin. I don't think it's that. I just think it's just teams that are just frustrating the life out of us. And going back to your point, yes, we are luckless, but you've also got to create your own luck, and you've got to keep going, and it will turn. 100% it will turn for us. And I think we've got enough wins in us in the last 8 games to get us over the line. But we'll make it tight because it's Boro.
So what we'll do. A big talking point at the moment, obviously, is the striker situation. We've discussed it on here. We've had different opinions. Me, I'm coming to the sort of conclusion now that we're getting into the run in the last 8 games of the season. Maybe it doesn't matter which striker you play, which 2 strikers you play. Maybe they're just not good enough at the moment for whatever reason for a promotion team. The fans... We've got loads of questions to get through from you, so thanks for sending them in. But I'm just going to read some out the haircuts to start with you on this situation regarding the striker. So we've got the throw-in specialist, Jambo Slice. I don't know if he was playing for Charlton midweek with that throw-in, I'm not sure. He comes in with, I'm still optimistic. I've been a Boro fan long enough to know we never do anything the easy way. Strelic's miss was bad, but he's looking a yard quicker. He makes great intelligent runs and was a constant threat in my opinion. Do you agree? And would you start him from now on? Then we'll go to Barry Stimpson. I thought it was a very good performance, lads. Strelec has to play for me from now on. We need a focal point centrally, and he is the one that's got that. We've got it. Yes, he's missed a sitter, as did Conway, as did Brown, but we need a centre forward on the pitch. You've got Darren Dye. Dicko proving he was spot on in what he said about Conway all season, no matter the stick he gets from the other 2, meaning used to. Time and time again, utter failure to hit the net when it's needed. Biggest opportunity thrown away we'll ever get. Peter Clements. Can't understand what Conway brings to this side. He creates very little and scores even less. Yesterday he seemed to be constantly out of position. I think he should definitely be dropped because at the moment he's a waste of a position. Someone else could do something more productive. Then we're going to Richard Roberts. I don't want to hear another word about how good St. Tommy is. And so on and so on. So it goes, we've got loads of questions on it. So I'm going to come to you, Cuts, on the striker situation. Now, I know your go-to setting is, tell me who's better than Tommy Conway, and then I'll go from there. So I'm going to rephrase the question. Is Tommy Conway good enough, forgetting the other strikers we've got, is Tommy Conway good enough to fire Middlesbrough to promotion?
What do you think? We're second in late. Think we're going to come on here and criticise in my opinion, our first choice forward? Absolutely not. Oh, if you're listening in, Tommy, I don't think you're good enough to get us promoted. Let's just down tools and quit now, eh? I was about getting behind him a little bit. He's our best option. Fact. If you play Strelec with him, I'm fine with that. But then who's coming out? Is Riley coming out? No. So for me, Conway starts. If Strelec starts with him, I'm happy to go with it. We're all sat here every week, everyone on social media praising Hellberg. Hellberg's the one who's telling Tommy where to play. Don't hear anyone criticising Hellberg. Tommy's doing what he's told, and in my opinion, all season, he's done it pretty well. Hence the reason, a big part of the reason why this club is second and with a great chance of getting to the top flight. Rant over.
So you've just mentioned Kim Hellberg there. So after the Charlton game, Kim Hellberg says, I'm angry and disappointed. We cannot do much more than what we're doing outside of the penalty area, but our finishing was far from good enough. It's been almost ridiculous in terms of not scoring goals from all the possibilities in these last 3 games. So Kim Hellberg now is actually getting annoyed at the lack of goals and poor finishing from our strikers. Graham, what's the solution? Is it a case of the strikers we've got at the club just aren't simply aren't good enough, or is it that Middlesbrough have just got to maybe find goals from other positions, other players, try to get over the line?
I've looked at stats. We are the joint fourth top scorers in the division, right? So that's a good start. That's a healthy start. I think Ipswich and Southampton and Coventry have scored more than us. You've got two teams there, Ipswich and Southampton, who've got a lot of money, a lot of parachute money to spend on what you would perceive as proven strikers. So going back to Tommy, I don't think he's proven, because he's not been proven in terms of scoring a lot of goals whilst he was at Bristol City. However, back to John's point, he is an integral part of the way we approach games. Without him in that forward line, we are weaker. Whether or not he misses chance after chance, I don't really care. I see what he brings to the team, and I see the other players respecting that as well. Without Tommy Conway in the team, there's a bit of a lull, I think. I don't think anybody's lifted by him not being in the team. So I think he needs to be in that team, and he probably needs to be playing where he is playing as a forward, but pulling wide, because Hellberg states that every single week, and that's how he wants him to play. If you probably sat down with Tommy just and had a brief chat, he'd probably want to be up front, bagging goals or trying to get on the end of things. However, I think a lot of it is down to instruction. And I questioned this when he was going through that really bad spell and he was getting absolutely hammered. Bizarrely, he's still getting hammered. Yet he's still front up. He's still prepared to miss the chances. He's still prepared to get in the positions, even though I do believe he should make better runs to get into these positions to probably give him a better chance to score. However, I don't believe the manager wants him to do that. He's pulling players in. Tommy's pulling out. He's pulling Hackney in. He's pulling Whittaker in. Hopefully he's pulling Castledine in now. He's got a goal now, so that's him up and running, so that's good. You could see the rapport with Castledine and Tommy. He ran straight over to him. They embraced each other. So the spirit there, I just think they all need to sort of knock their heads together a bit and just find a formula. But going back to what you said in terms of having a settled formation up front, I don't think that's going to change. It's going to change it up week on week, depending on who trains well, who's maybe carrying a knock, who looks confident, who looks up for it. Or in Whittaker's case, his shoulders are down now. He's not getting in the team because he's been playing poorly. He's not been putting a foot in. When Tommy's playing poorly, he still tries. And that is vital. You need that in a team. You can't be sulking. And he's probably the first that could sulk because of the number of chances he has missed. But he's there to miss them, and that's what counts for me.
Cuts, I get what Bandy's saying. I get the work ethic that Tommy Conway brings to the team. I get he's a popular teammate in the squad. All the players really like him. The manager really likes him. He works hard. I get all that. Bandy's, I'm just putting this point because I hear a lot from fans at the game. Bandy's seen, in his opinion, he brings a lot to the team for his energy and his enthusiasm and his work rate. A lot of fans on the other side of the fence, as you know, Cuts bring, well, that's great. However, what I want is end product. I want my striker to be creating goals, scoring goals. So just putting this to you now, last 5 home games, Tommy Conway has played nearly every minute, going back to the Norwich game up till now. He's played nearly every minute of the last 5 games up front as the striker. How many shots on goal in the last 5 home games would you expect Tommy Conway to have had on goal? 5 games.
I have no idea. And to be honest, I don't care.
No, that's a question. How many shots would you expect a Middlesbrough striker? You can talk about Bernie Slavin, you can talk about Alan Boxish. As a Middlesbrough striker in 5 home games, how many shots on target would you expect your striker to have in 5 games?
I don't expect my striker to have set amount of shots. I expect him to contribute in games. I have no idea. I've never thought about the question. I couldn't even answer it. I don't know.
Well, it's quite baffling what you've said there, because I expect my striker, whoever it is, whatever standards of players around them, I expect my striker, even if I'm watching Northern League football, to be having 2 or 3 shots a game. Every game, whether he scores or not. So the statistic I'm just trying to get at is Tommy Conway in the last 5 home games has had 4 shots on target. Now, for me, that's absolutely abysmal by any standard. Sunday morning, up to the Premier League, if you've played 5 games at home for your football team as a striker and had 4 shots on target, that is absolutely abysmal.
Are we not getting a bit carried away with the word striker? Because I don't see him as a striker. I just see him as a forward player. I don't think we've actually got a striker. I don't think we've got any out and out
I
nines.
think that's a cop out, Graham.
It's not a cop out because it's about sharing responsibility across the front line.
To say he's not a striker is a bit of a cop out. Tommy Conway wears the number 9. If you're speaking to Tommy Conway, he would say he's a striker. His job on that pitch is to score goals. His job is to create goals and score goals. And if he adds work rate, which he does brilliantly, that's absolutely fantastic as well. But his job is to score goals and create goals. That's
the manager's doing him a disservice then by making him play wide left. He spends more of his game playing near the corner flag, holding the ball up, and then drifting in on his right foot and playing a simple pass central.
So we're talking about
it's what he does after that to get in the box. That's the only thing I would question. Once he's played that ball centrally, he needs to be making runs into the box to receive it again. But he's not, and for whatever reason,
I'm talking about. You're right, Graham. I'm talking about as well. If you look at his actual movement in the box, it's poor. Tommy Conway, he doesn't make the run of natural strikers.
That earlier, yeah.
He doesn't make the run to the near post enough. He did it for a little short period of time when we had Ben Doak and had a little bit of an understanding. Now I watch time and time again, Callum Britton putting balls in of decent quality into that area to the near post, and Tommy Conway is standing at the back post on his heels, doing absolutely nothing. I seen yesterday David Strelets get in behind their back four and put a cross across the 6-yard box for a tap-in. And Tommy Conway, again, is standing at the far post. That's not good enough. You've got to have the instinct to get in there.
I remember that incident well, and I screamed at the time, where is somebody, anybody? Doesn't necessarily have to be
That's where your
Conway.
number 9 needs to be.
No, that could be Hackney as well. That could have been Whittaker who was playing. It could have been Castledine. That's the way we play. We flood the box with midfielders as well. Or what you attacking forward players.
But I'm talking about Conway in particular. His movement as a striker, it's not very good. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to get. His natural movement as a striker, what I watch, but it's a lacking.
But my point is the manager telling him to play like that? Because if you allowed him to play freely, we might see more goals from him. We might see more output. We don't know. The questions never get asked. The questions are quite lame, I think, from local media. They're not interrogative enough for me.
Are you actually trying to tell me, Dicko, that you believe that Strelic's movement is better than Tommy Conway's?
In the box, 100%, yeah.
Really? I can remember
yesterday.
You're on about this Strelic ball going across the box yesterday and Conway not being there. I remember it happening from the other side and I didn't see Strelic there.
Well, Strelic was on the pitch half an hour, Graham. Cuts, wasn't he? So...
What have you done for me? What have you done for me lately? Last 3 games, Conway's had a goal and assist. Is that not good enough? Is that not good enough? People forgetting all about that, are they? Goal and assist in the last 3 games. Fact.
Rubbish, yeah. Strelic has got 2 then, hasn't he?
Good for him. I want him to score goals. I want him to score goals.
It's not an argument of, I'm trying to say, Cut, it's not an argument of who's best, Strelic or Conway. I'm trying to say, collectively, they're not good enough. And I don't understand the defence of Tommy Conway. It's like everybody can pillar. Like Strelic missed a great chance yesterday, which he should have scored. It was a terrible miss. And social media blows up about David Strelic could have cost with promotion. It was an awful miss. Blah, 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 blah. Tommy Conway has done that 14, 15 times this season. And yet people are still defending Tommy Conway as if he's some sort of mythical god. He's not doing it.
I'll repeat it again. One of the reasons why we're defending Tommy Conway is, in my opinion, we've got no one better. We didn't get anyone in January. We're second in the league. It's better than coming on here and slagging him off.
Yeah, but
I'm going to go into this later. I'm going to go into this later about the home support. Are we not as we're supporters? Do your job.
Yeah, we're allowed to have opinions as well, Cutler's supporters as well.
Opinions are fine, but it's blatantly slagging him off.
This is not slagging anybody off. This is actually trying to talk about what he's not doing and what he should be doing on the pitch.
I think he's doing as he's told. That's why he keeps playing in the team every week.
100%.
The players that don't do what they're told are out. You look at Whittaker. He hasn't pulled a leg for about 3 or 4 games. He's sat on the bench. He's got no chance of coming on at the moment because he doesn't look match ready, as in psychologically, physically, he just doesn't look like he's up for the fight. Tommy is. Tommy's your man in the trenches, whether you think he's crap or not.
Yeah.
And I still don't believe he's playing him as a striker. We've got an issue now. Obviously, with some like Tommy, some like Strelic, we're trying to put them two together as a partnership. For me, I don't think they've spoke to each other. That's the impression I get when I see them on the pitch. There's no telepathy, there's no communication. And I don't know whether either of them are sulking because they have to play it together, or one of them wants that domain of being the number 9. But I don't know. They just don't seem to be engaging as good as I would want them to. They're doing individual things.
I think you've got a point with the chemistry there, Graham. It doesn't look great chemistry between the two. I get that. But I have to say, moving forward, I do think the solution at the minute, if I was going to Blackburn, because I'm trying to explain that I don't think Tommy Conway is a natural striker, as natural movement, has got the goals in him. That doesn't mean I wouldn't play him. But I think what I'm trying to say is you need to have Strelets in the team because he's more of a natural striker and he's got better movement in the box. And I think he's got more goals in him if he plays 90 minutes like Conway has. So I think you've got to play Strelets through the middle. If that means Conway has got to start wide, that's fine. Play them both. But it's not about digging people out. It's having a discussion about the problems because at the minute, Kim Hellberg seems to be one or the other. He's got Strelets in, he's got Conway out at QPR, and then, we'll move back into the next game and Strelets is back out and Conway is back in. It's clear to me that Hellberg doesn't know who his best striker is and he's just trying to come up with options. I mean, he even brought Sen on the other day later on with 15 minutes to go. Again, didn't have any impact. So, I mean, we can talk about the club itself. Are we going to look back on January as a real pivotal moment and a missed opportunity? Patrick Bamford, by all accounts, was there. We wouldn't put the money. He wanted too much money. We didn't pay it to get. Is that looking like a real missed opportunity now? Are we going to regret not bringing in a number 9 in January? I mean, these are discussions for the summer, really, if we don't get up. But it is looking week on week like a real poor decision by the club not to bring another striker in, isn't it?
It's annoying that we only ever mention about bringing strikers in after a bad result. I didn't hear anybody saying, we needed Bamford after we smashed QPR 4. We went to Birmingham and won there. Everyone thought Matt Targett was the new Van Basten. Do you know what I mean? We didn't need a striker. So come on, you can't just drop these little incidents in after games when it suits. You've got to have some balance. And as it stands, we're second in the league. I keep going on about it. We've got 4th joint top scorers. It's not that much of a problem. The problem is sticking the ball in the back of the net. And you can't just pin all that on strikers because he doesn't play in that system. He don't play that way. He wants his midfielders involved as well. You'd have to ask Hellberg the question.
Just quickly before everyone messages in saying, it's Coach Conway's dad. If you go back to if you go back to a November podcast, and we had a discussion of if you could bring a player in January, what position would it be? I did say centre forward. Now,
absolutely.
I just want to clarify that situation. Do I think he's the best striker in the world? Do I think he's probably disappointed his own goals outlet? But you mentioned earlier about forwards in minutes, and he doesn't know his best 11 forward wise. Under 2 managers where we've done really well, I bet there's no forward, whether there be a wide man or a centre forward, that's played more minutes than Tommy. So I think that tells you everything you need to know about maybe what's happening in training, what the 2 managers who've both done really, really well at this football club are seeing.
Yeah, it's a fair point. And as I say, that's why it's split with lots of the supporters, because a lot of them do see the work rate, the endeavour that he brings, and he's a popular team member and the managers get it and this, that and the other. But also the supporters do have the right to say, I don't think he's doing enough in terms of what he's there to do, which is put the ball in the back of the net. We did put the ball in the back of the net yesterday. We'll get into to Bristol City. Middlesbrough 1, Bristol City 1. Leo Castledine with a thumping goal on 65 minutes. Unfortunately, Adam Randall, 96 minutes, deflated the Riverside Stadium. There was 2 changes. Brown and Sarmiento came in for David Strelets and Morgan Whittaker. Graham, thoughts on yesterday?
I thought he'd bring Brown back. I thought that was a natural progression after the Charlton game. We needed him back. He still looks a little bit tepid for me. I think he's still carrying a bit, but we do need him in that team as often as we can. The team itself was more than capable of beating Bristol City, no doubt about it. I don't get too hung up on formations, systems. I just want us to take chances. I know we're going to dominate games, whatever team he puts out. We've proven that all season. We just need some fine tuning. We need a bit of luck. And yesterday, it just did not go for us. Through our own fault as well. Going back to Strelec, obviously this link-up play, I thought he was integral and instrumental in our goal. as in he's dropping in, he's received it, he's give it out, and then played Hackney in, and great ball across, and you could just sense Castledine made the right run, Hackney made the right pass at the right time, and it was a beautiful finish. People always said, "Oh God, he nearly missed." He didn't nearly miss. He put it over the keeper. He put it right in the top of the net, off the bar. It was a brilliant strike. There's definitely goals in him. Definitely. He's a live wire. Fox in the box. Fox around the box. He likes to drop out, receive, spin, get into the box. Not afraid to have a shot. So I'd be looking to play Castledine as often as we can. The only unfortunate circumstance there is he probably likes to play left side, coming in on his right foot, and that's where we obviously play Riley most of the time, because he was, for me, ineffective yesterday in a central position. I thought he just looked a little bit lost. His second touch at times was a tackle. It just didn't go for Riley yesterday. But when it doesn't go for some of your star players, that's when you expect others to step up. And Castledine was really, really good yesterday. And yeah, going back to Strelec, I did like his link-up play. So if we can get Strelec and Tommy linking up and get Castledine dropping in behind and getting shots off, then it bodes well for the remaining 8 games. Morris was a lot better yesterday. He finally has found his shooting boots. He had two good efforts on target. One, obviously, the ricochet off the keeper, and Brown missed an absolute sitter. So going back to sitters, that's as bad as Strelec's miss for me, because it fell on his wrong foot. The goals he has scored in the box, he's clipped them in beautifully off his right foot. And he got that header as well, didn't he? So... yeah, just another crazy day. It really was. It was so agonising. And then, obviously, the injury time business. And, yeah, it's just a farce. We've got to see that game out. I'm sure you're going to mention Edmondson, so you can mention him first, but he didn't need to be giving corners away on 95 minutes. Seriously.
I'm still stunned and trying to recover from Aidan Morris has found his shooting boots.
They were good shots as well. There was one, he really arrowed it, and the keeper got down on his right side and palmed it out. Yeah. But I always say, don't I, if you shoot, something happens. It can go in, it can go over the bar, it can hit someone's shin and go in the bottom corner. You've got to shoot. That's
don't
what
do that enough, you know, in games
when
the teams are parking the bus.
We're trying to score
that
enough,
trying to walk the ball in. We don't just have a shot sometimes from outside the box, whether it be Hackney or Morris or whoever. Cuts in the fan zone before the game.
Can I just mention something before I forget?
Bandy, yeah.
I watched Man City last night labour their way to a 1-1 draw against West Ham, and they didn't shoot enough either. So it's not a problem for us, it's a problem for other teams as well, trying to break teams down. Significantly better teams as well. So yeah, shoot more, please.
Cuts, I was just saying we seen each other in the fan zone for the game, and I did say before the game I would start a Sarmiento or a Castledine over Morgan Whittaker. I was trying to see I can see something in Castledine. I said to you before the game, I think he's got a goal in him. Well, I was proven correct. Were you impressed with Leo Castledine yesterday, Cuts?
Yeah, he made a big contribution. I thought he did okay, to be fair, yeah. So well done to the lad. First goal yesterday. Let's hope we can get a couple more that will hopefully get us over the line.
I thought yesterday in Middlesbrough, you know, were poor first half. It was just like the Charlton game on repeat. But I did think second half, Middlesbrough played fairly well second half. One of our best home performances for a while. Again, Cutler, the stats, 69% for Middlesbrough. 19 shots, 7 on target, 9 corners. Bristol City, 1 shot on target, and that was the goal in the 96th minute. That was the only shot they had, the only big chance of the game they had in the whole game, and they've ended up taking a point. Middlesbrough yesterday, had a big chance with Conway in the first half with his header. We had 2 big chances. Alan Brown, who's normally so reliable, chance of the game. The keeper parries the ball out. He's got an open goal in front of the North Stand. Just has to lift it and we score. He hits it off the keeper's feet. The keeper then gets back, dives on it. He has a header right in front of the goal. Alan Brown heads it straight at the goalkeeper. Either side, it's in the back of the net. David Strelec, huge opportunity, goes clean through on goal. For whatever reason, he decides to take an extra touch, gets too close to the goalkeeper, and he hits it wrong side to the goalkeeper's right, who sticks his foot out. If he just gets his head up, hits it a bit earlier to the keeper's left-hand side, it's a goal, it's game over. So collectively as a team again, we've failed to take our chances and win a game that we deserve to win, let's be honest. I'll come to you, John, on the equaliser in the last minute. The substitutions yesterday all, for me, had a big bearing on the game. David Strelets came on for Riley McGree on 59 minutes. I thought Strelets changed the game when he come on with a different dimension, played very well. McGree was ineffective, so that was a good substitution. Castledine came on 60 minutes for Sarmiento. That was a good substitution. Leo Castledine scores the goal, 65, had a good game. 72 minutes, Hayden Hackney apparently had cramp. He comes off. Alex Gilbert come on. For me, that didn't work. Unfortunately, it was needs must because Hackney was injured, but it was a huge downgrade for me. Gilbert coming on for Hackney, and that had a slight effect on the game as the game progressed. And then in the 90th minute, for whatever reason, Kim Hellberg decided to shut up shop, took off Tommy Conway, brought on George Edmondson. George Edmondson, unfortunately, played a huge part in the equaliser cut.
I mean, you say it's the wrong decision. In my opinion, it was the right decision. It was the right decision to bring a centre-half on. They were obviously going to whack it long. So George's job there is to get up, head the ball away. Now, for whatever reason, he decided to try and cushion it back to Sol. No idea why you would do that. So a quick point, had Dale Fry been fit this week, we would not have conceded either goal that we conceded at home, in my opinion.
Agree. 100%. 100%. Bandy?
I agree. Yep. Personally, I didn't think we needed to bring that extra centre-half on. I thought we were managing the game quite well. The clock was ticking and we were in possession of the ball. We were still trying to go and get another goal, to be honest. And I just don't know why. It just smacked of panic for me because it's happened before against better teams. You know, we got bullied in the air against Coventry and there was a lot of clamber, you know, to remove Ayling from the team and bring Fry in. And looking back, that was the correct decision because Fry, if there's anybody in that defence who can get up and head a ball out with venom as well and get it clear, it's Dale Fry. Unfortunately, he's made of glass. You know, we don't know when he's going to be fit, and that is just that's awful as a manager as well. But yeah, I couldn't understand the substitution. I know Cut said he thought it was the right thing to do. I could understand why the manager was thinking that, but I didn't think we needed to panic so much. We just needed to keep the ball, and we've got good players on the pitch who are capable of keeping the ball and just winding the clock down. It just gave them a little bit of hope. I think they're thinking, all right, okay, Middlesbrough are worried here. You know, they've gone 3 at the back. They know that we're going to punt the ball in, so we almost allowed them. We just engaged with them and let them have the ball and let them fire it in. And it was just a crazy header. I can't understand why he's, like Kud said, you just need to get up. He's not read it properly. The sun, I don't know whether the summer's in his eyes, but he's all over the place. He's not set right, and then he's just trying to cushion it back. There's obviously been no communication because Bryn was off his line a lot later than he should have been if there was a call. He just needed to head it sideways, put it out for throwing, kill the game. But he hasn't. He should have gone forward or sideways, not back. And
See,
you know when you 96 minutes, corner, the keeper's coming up, causing absolute mayhem. Something's going to happen. It's typical Boro. I always say every week, why do we call ourselves Typical Boro on the pod? Well, there you go.
5'8" Adam Randall with a bullet of a header arrived in the box it was like it'd been fired out of a cannon. Flies through the air. Great header, no chance for Sol Bryn.
He's made a great run as well.
I personally thought it was the wrong decision to make that substitution. Why? Because I like actually Tommy Conway on the pitch in the last 20 minutes of games. I think we miss his press later on in games when we're trying to see games out. He works the defenders, puts them under pressure. He's an out ball. If we clear our lines, Tommy's an out ball. He'll chase anything, you know. So I didn't think we need to make that substitution. If we had Dale Fry on the bench, then yeah, Dale Fry, you know what he's going to bring to the team. Maybe I would have brought Dale Fry on. But to me, George Edmondson, and this isn't having a massive go at George Edmondson, I just don't think he's good enough. I think he has that smell of a stale whiff of the Michael Carrick era around him. He's always got a mistake in him. He's got a mistake at the back. He reminds me of the Michael Carrick times. He just brings anxiety to me when he comes on the pitch. I think, you know, I can imagine George Edmondson, you know, when he's getting ready to come on, he says, what do I need? What do I need? Or I'll put my shin pads in. I need me tie-ups. I'll put my tie-ups on. And, where's the Michael Carrick? Just put me Michael Carrick aftershave on before I go out, just for a little bit of a smell of Michael Carrick. And on he goes, and he just brings mistakes when he plays. He's cumbersome. He's not good enough. There's a reason why Ipswich got rid of him, and I would hope moving forward, Dale Fry gets fit, and I hope that's probably the last we see George Edmondson this season, if I'm being brutally honest.
He will have been sent on with clear instructions: win the ball in the air, when to pump it forward in the last couple of minutes and head it away. Hellberg will not have been able to believe his eyes, like many of us in the crowd yesterday when he tried to cushion it back at the keeper. George himself will today say it was a massive, massive mistake. Why he didn't head it away, I have no idea. But I think our game management a couple of times we could have took the ball into the corner, wound the clock down a little bit, which in general this season I think we've done really well. I don't think we did that. Yeah. I don't think we did that well enough yesterday. Now it came back and to cost us. So, but we move on now.
Bandy, one more thing on the game. Where did the referee get 7 minutes at a time?
I absolutely do not know. And that was Hellberg's first question as well. He was remonstrating with the fourth official. He couldn't believe it. And then he's obviously been quite vocal in his post-match interview as well. It's baffling. It really is. I mean, Hackney was probably down maybe 3-4 minutes max after the goal during the celebrations. No, it's, I genuinely don't know. I wish there was an answer.
Funnily enough, the team that was time wasting yesterday are the ones that benefited from it. They were taking forever to take goal kicks, get the ball from the ball boys behind the goal. Ultimately, they're the ones who benefited from it.
Yeah, it just seems wrong, doesn't it, Cuts, when that
Absolutely.
happens? A team that's they wasted time from
They were all
one.
over the shop. They're arguably the worst team I've seen at the Riverside this season. Talking about the king of the low blocks, but some teams do it well. They played a low block, but we still got in and between them and behind them. So they were wide open. They were all over the place, and they came and got what they came for, but they didn't deserve.
Cuts, I'm going to bring you in on this because it's going around the socials at the moment. The Riverside Stadium atmosphere. There's been a lot of fans discussing that it's not good enough. The fans aren't getting behind the team enough. There's a nervousness, there's a tension in the stadium. There's been lately a spattering of boos at the end of performances. Middlesbrough really need the fans behind them from now to the end of the season. They've got a huge part to play if Middlesbrough are going to get to the Premier League. What's the solution, Cut, from now until the end of the season?
Well,
to make the atmosphere better, I mean.
I think as fans you can come on in and criticise players, but I'd be interested if you, say for example, Aylan came out in a press conference and said, yep, as a team we didn't do our job today, but the fans certainly didn't. There'd be people crying into the milk. Now, I thought the South Stand was really good yesterday. Wasn't particularly massively loud, but I thought they tried to keep going. There were sections of the North Stand that also tried to vocally support the team. But the frustrating thing for me is we're second in the league through playing how we are playing, right, which has been largely successful. And then there's people who I'm hearing wanting us to thump the ball forward, where we're never going to win a header. We're not going to have possession of the ball. We look our most dangerous when we play the way we play. Okay? This is what's been successful. If you don't want to sing, I'm not asking you to sing, but just don't be criticising after 25 minutes. And I mean, there was people telling Morris to shoot from the halfway line yesterday. Yet when he shoots from the 18-yard box, they're having a go at him. Come on, just a little bit of patience. We're really close here to doing something special. The players are pulling the puddings out. The results haven't been great this week. We've got 1 point from 6. But you can't fault one of them players for effort. They're trying the best. As fans, okay, like I'm saying, you don't have to necessarily sing, but just be a little bit more patient. I think there's certain areas of the ground, and it's really hard to listen to, and you're having to bite your lip sometimes. It's not a criticism. I get it. I'm sat there biting my nails myself. It's anxious times. We're really close. But just try to be a little bit more patient. That's what I would say to the fans.
Yeah, I think it's a fair comment. And I think part of it comes, because we've seen Middlesbrough be promoted in the past. And, even the Karanka, I felt a bit more, shall I say, I felt a bit more confident in the Karanka squad and team in terms of pushing for promotion, because they always seem to have goals in them. The same with the Brian Robson promotion teams and stuff. And I think because the problems we've alluded to earlier in the podcast, fans can see the shortcomings of the team. And if we don't score after 20 minutes or 30 minutes, like Cut says, that starts the nervous tension and the anxiety. And we'll have to try some way as fans to get over that. And like Cut says, that's the way we play. That's the card we've been dealt. We've still got a great opportunity of making the Premier League, and they've got a better opportunity of making the Premier League with the fans behind them.
Absolutely.
And if we're just singing out of just sheer spite to try and get the team through the game, just sing, make the noise to get the team through, even if they're not particularly playing well. Because if the noise is positive in the ground, it's going to have a more positive effect on the team on the pitch. And we might just nick a goal and get over the line with a 1-0 win. But if we're nervous in the stands and the boos are starting to spatter out, it's going to make the players on the pitch more nervous, and they're going to be missing chances and not being as effective. So it's a real difficult situation. But I would just say to the supporters, we're nearly there. There's 8 games to go. Let's just try and back the boys for the last 8 games, and we'll have the post-mortem on at the end of the season. If things don't go well, we can talk about it then. But at the moment, let's just back them. We're nearly there.
100%. I think one of the reasons we don't shoot enough at home is because players are scared to. Because they don't want to be that one that skies it and everyone goes, rubbish. And it's fear. And that's why I think we play with a little bit more freedom away from home. The away support's fantastic. Whether we're getting battered or not, they're still singing all game. And probably more fueled up as well. And it's a better experience. It's a better day out. So there's something that's got to happen quickly with the Riverside atmosphere, because it does affect the players, I'm pretty certain. There's an expectancy and an entitlement which I can't stand. You can't go into every game and just thinking we're going to roll these over, because them teams down that bottom are going to fight doubly hard, and they're going to make it doubly hard for you to combat them. So we've got to turn up and make noise, like you said, Dicko, and Cuts. Just make noise, just sing anything. Just be more vocal, be more positive, just encourage more. Personally, I spend most of my time banging on the back of the fence for 90 minutes, and we don't even do like a come on Boro when we get a corner. It's almost like, oh, well, we're crap at corners, so we don't need to make an effort. That's the entitlement I don't like. Fans thinking, well, why should we make the noise? It's up to you to entertain us. No, it isn't. You've got to meet in the middle. The players have got to improve at times, but the majority of games, the fans have got to be vocal, and it does help. And Hellberg's come out recently. I think he's been a bit prickly with the fans as well. Some of them then thinly disguised attacks on supporters. He did say he's not going to dig the fans out, but if you read between the lines, I think he's paid off, to be honest. And the last thing he hears in the last 2 home games when he's going down that tunnel is booing. He'd be thinking, what do they expect? You can't just turn up and beat teams. It doesn't work like that in this league. That's why it's arguably the best league in terms of competitiveness in the world, I think. It's brilliant. I love the Championship. If we got promoted and someone said, right, you can get promoted, you get a nice cup, but you can stay in this division, I'd probably take that and just do it all again, because it's brilliant. I'm embracing this. I love it. Even though the games are on a knife edge and they're really, really tense, and you're bricking it most of the game, aren't you? And you're looking at other scores, and it's brilliant, though. Imagine having our end-of-season party now. It'd be horrendous, wouldn't it?
I mean,
we've got 8 games, 8 cup finals. 5 of them are away. Is it 5 or 4? How many away games?
4 left, haven't we?
And we're a downside better away from home, so we've got a good chance of picking up points. Embrace the games. Think that we're going to go to Ipswich and batter them.
Cut to last point for you, because we need to move on.
Go on then. All right. I was just going to say, the booing at the end of the game yesterday, they were 60 seconds away from being applauded off the pitch for their efforts.
Yeah,
that's true.
So one mistake by the centre-half and a goal has completely changed that, and then the players are thinking, hold on a minute, we've done, for the large part, really well. So we were 60 seconds away from no boos. That's the problem for me.
That's true. Listen, it's football. We'll get it. It does go hand in hand. The players do have a part to play to get the fans singing as well. It's a partnership. But all I'll say is, listen, it's right towards the end of the season now. Let's just make a conscious effort every game to back the team. Let's turn up with numbers. If we can afford to go to the game rather than watch it on the telly, get yourself to the Riverside, back the team in numbers, in noise, and let's just have a real go both on and off the pitch to get this team to the Premier League. And if it doesn't work, we can have these discussions in the summer, but let's just back the Borough from now to the end of the season. So, it's another month, it's another prize draw. Midas Cladden, our brilliant sponsors. And this month, only got one ticket. It was the last ticket available, by the way, because they went like hotcakes. But it's for Middlesbrough's promotion story at Middlesbrough's Town Hall. I've got the last VIP ticket as well. So anybody wants to win that, we'll put it on X and, just do the usual. We'll put it on Facebook, do the usual, just retweet, repost, leave a comment, and we'll put you in the free draw to try and win the VIP ticket, which is a really good ticket to win, by the way, because what it means is you get private use of the Crypt bar at Middlesbrough's Town Hall. You get a complimentary drink on arrival. You'll get a 10-year anniversary souvenir program as well. You also get an exclusive meet and greet and photograph opportunities with all of the 2015-16 squad. And you also get show seats for the event right in the front of the stalls. So it's a real good ticket to have, by the way. So if you would like to win that, Middlesbrough fans, just look out on the social medias this week and we'll get something put out there for you. So
don't boo it at the end.
No booing at the end. They actually got promoted, right? They already got up, so you don't need to boo them.
Is David Nugent available on a free?
Last minute. We'll quickly discuss Blackburn before doing a few more fans' questions to finish. So Blackburn Rovers away. Middlesbrough taking 7,400 supporters down to Ewood Park. Blackburn are managed by Michael O'Neill, who a few of you might remember. He once was on trial at Middlesbrough in 1992. I once watched him play at St James's Park for Middlesbrough in an international exhibition tournament in the driving rain from the away end against Kevin Keegan's Newcastle. He didn't end up signing for Middlesbrough under Lenny Lawrence. We went in a different direction and ended up signing Tommy Wright. But yeah, he did actually play 2 or 3 friendlies for Middlesbrough before that Premier League season started. Blackburn have got 1 win in the last 5, but they did beat yesterday to do us a huge favour. They beat Millwall by 2-1. They sit 19th on 42 points. They have got, and we've heard this before, and I can hear Middlesbrough fans screaming at us, they have got a little bit of an injury crisis going on. They've got 8 players missing for the Middlesbrough game. They also had Hayden Carter, who's their ever-present centre-back. He got injured yesterday and went off. So they're on a little bit of trouble, which sets Middlesbrough up nicely for another typical Boro moment in front of 7,500 fans. Come to you, Bandy, quickly on your thoughts and a prediction for the game.
Well, we certainly can't dismiss a team that goes to the Den and wins, considering Millwall's current form as well. So that was a monumental result for them and for us. Keeps them, tries to dig them out of trouble a wee bit, but we can go there and win. We're more than capable of it, but it'll be very, very tough. I think we will win, because I think we play better away from home. We'll play with a bit more freedom. We'll probably be able to pick the little gaps off that appear, because they've got to come out at us and get a win. That's their only aim in that game, is to try and come at us and beat us. And I think we can find the spaces in behind. But it'll be very, very tough. He's a good manager, so O'Neill. And he's turned their form around somewhat, because they looked dreadful, absolutely dreadful. They were going down. They were bottom at one point, weren't they? For a long while. And he's managed to sort of galvanise them and get a few. You mentioned the last 5, they've won 1. Do you know how many they've drawn out of them? Have you got the stat at hand or not, Dicko?
I will find it for you.
Yeah, because it has a bearing on what might happen on Saturday.
Just keep talking, guys.
Yeah, I think the more draws they've had shows that they're starting to turn the corner and dig themselves out of trouble. And they've always been a bit of a nemesis for us. We don't particularly do well at Ewood Park, and we always take a huge following. I think the last win I saw there was a Riley goal, great volley at the Borough end, and we've always seemed to come a cropper there and not perform. We've had some really bad, awful 1-0 defeats.
Blackburn's last 5, Graham, was a 2-1 home defeat to Bristol City, a 3-1 away defeat to Derby County, a 1-1 home draw with Portsmouth, a 1-0 defeat away to Oxford, and then they beat Millwall 2-1 at the Den yesterday.
So it's a mixed bag. They've got a draw and a win and 3 defeats. So yeah,
Correct,
we're more than capable of beating them, but we've got to turn up. We've got to be up for the fight, and it will be a physical battle more so than I'd say a footballing exhibition. But yes, we can win. I think we'll win 2-1.
2-1 to the Borough from Bandy. Cuts, league table at the moment. Coventry 38 points, 38 played, 77 points. Middlesbrough 38 played, 70 points. Ipswich 37 played, 68 points. Millwall 4th, 38 played, 68 points. Millwall play Ipswich next weekend. Middlesbrough play Blackburn. What's going to happen at Ewood Park, Cuts?
I fancy us for a win. I enjoy going to Ewood Park, although, like Graham said, a lot of our results there have been pretty poor. I think if we won there the last 2 years, I think we might have done. One was on Sky, wasn't it? I think we beat them, was it 3-1? And then I'm sure.
How could you forget, Cuts? Tommy Conway, rocket.
There you go. So yeah, I'm quite confident about next week. I think I say this every week. If we keep creating the same amount of chances and playing the same football, if we play as well as we can, they won't be able to live with us. But it's about what we do on the day. We know, I say it every week, what the Championship's like. Every game's tough. They're fighting for their lives. But do I think we can go there and win? Yes, I do. Doesn't really matter what happens in the Ipswich-Millwall game. Draw will be ideal. Meanwhile, going into the international break in second place. Because Ipswich not play during the week, do they?
No, that game in hand's way back in towards the end of the season.
So, no, I'm not sure if they have, I'll check it out, but I'm not sure if they play Portsmouth,
Well, if they don't, that'll mean we'll go into the international break.
So on Tuesday, Portsmouth are playing Derby County. Sorry, no, I'm telling lies. No, you're right.
They don't. So if we win next week, we're going to the international break in second place. So I think we'd well took that at the start of the season. Fingers crossed it happens.
Yeah, we'll all take that. What's your prediction on the score, Cuts?
I'm going to go for 3-1.
3-1 Borough. I think Middlesbrough might keep a clean sheet. I think Middlesbrough will win. I think Dale Fry might be back. Apparently he was close to being in the squad yesterday. I think Dale Fry might be back in the side, and I'll see Middlesbrough win 2-0.
Can I ask a question, Dicko? Would you go to a three back if Fry's fit, like we did last game away?
I would say no. I think it's a must-win game. I think Blackburn are there for the taking. I think we need an extra midfield player, an extra forward on the pitch, rather than go to the wing-back systems. I know it's a tempting thing to do because it worked at Birmingham.
That's it. Birmingham, not QPR.
It worked at Birmingham. I think Middlesbrough will stick with the back four. I would certainly bring Dale Fry back in to it. I might rest Luke Ayling for a game. I might bring in Fry in Malanda for a bit of strength because Blackburn, have got some big players for set pieces, and I would go for it. And I think Middlesbrough are capable of taking them apart.
When you say Malanda for a bit of strength, I think he could be stronger. Just poking the bear a bit there because he could have been better for that goal yesterday, in my opinion.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly. Yeah. He has looked a bit suspect of late, as Adilson Malanda in certain situations, but I still think he had a decent game yesterday. He still did a lot of good interceptions, and he was decent on the ball.
I think that's his strength. He's great on the ball. It's when he's off the ball, which it's not a concern, but I'm just being really, really picky, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist in terms of wanting players to perform to their maximum capabilities. So that's what I would say to him if I was a coach. Say, look, can you be better there? Could you have got across your man there? Could you be a bit more stronger? I'd certainly say that to Whitaker.
I think one thing you mentioned, the formation there. Whether we play the 2 centre-halves or the 3 centre-halves, I don't think it makes much difference because we still absolutely boss the ball. We still create a boatload of chances.
Is that through the wing backs as well, Coach?
We do, don't we? Yeah.
Playing high up. Yeah.
I mean, all right, sometimes maybe the final ball isn't as good as it could be sometimes from the wing backs, but they get up and down. So I don't really. I think it's a good choice for us to have because it means the opposition won't know what formation we're going to play next week. So it keeps them guessing until the game kicks off. So I don't really think it makes a great deal of difference for how we play and how we go about the game. Because whether it's 3 at the back, we're still trying to score as many goals as we can and bombing forward. So
that was my thought process in terms of what he might pick, because he might try and outfox O'Neill. Because O'Neill will have us watched and he'll think, my God, they create they have 75% of the ball. They have 30 shots a game. with this 4-back, 4-3-3, 4-2-2-2, 4-2-3-1, whatever you want to call it. So if we did switch it up and go wide again, because it's possible.
I'll try and slip a few more fans' questions in because time's getting on, guys.
Yeah.
But Chris Borough, up the Borough, we know Chris, he's been on the podcast. Chris comes in with, for you, Graham, what more can Kim Hellberg do? His system creates chance after chance and the players just don't have the quality or the composure to take them. He's tried just about everything, every combination, and nothing seems to be working at home.
I'll keep going. We've got to keep going. We can't suddenly rip it up now and think that the system doesn't work. It's nothing to do with the system. It's down to individuals not taking the opportunities. That's all it is. On some days they do take them, on other days they don't. But if in terms of overall quality, yes. Do we need better players? Probably, yeah, to become even better. But at the moment, we're fine with what we've got. We're second, not second from bottom. So no panic from me. Just a bit of fine tuning and a couple of bollockings for a few players.
Yeah, I think I agree with. We've just got to keep going now. It's too late in the season to start changing things and trying different tactics. It's worked for 38 games. Like Cuts keeps saying, remember we're sitting second in the league for a reason. Yeah. We'll keep going, see where we're finished.
I think January is your time to refresh and have a think about systems and tactics and how you're going to approach the next half season. But no, it's too late now. Just got to get over the line and get enough wins.
Cuts, Natalie says, frustrating game to get a draw so late on. It should have been 2-1 to the Borough. We all know it's not easy being a Borough fan. That's the name of the podcast, Cuts, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, but I was sat there yesterday and I said to my mate, it's my brother, it's not enjoyable, this. It's absolutely brutal, to be fair. You're sat there and you're willing every tackle and every ball. But it is what it is. Let's hope come the end of May or whatever it is that we're all going to be celebrating. We're all on cloud nine. Get behind them, we've got a real chance still.
Phil Ward says, lots of criticism, Graham, about the attack, but clean sheets against Leicester and Bristol, and we are clear of third. 1-0 wins are crucial in the promotion race. And I agree with that, Graham. You know, it's like everybody does point the finger at the attack and it sticks out like a sore thumb. However, a little bit better defending against Charlton, a little bit better defending yesterday, and we're in a much better position, aren't we?
I think looking at the manager and his philosophy, he sort of pays lip service to defending a little bit because he just wants us to dominate the ball and win games by outscoring the opposition. If you flip it, look at Karanka, he was happy to predominantly keep a clean sheet and then nick a goal through either of the strikers he used to play. So, yeah, it's always nice to win 1-0 and keep a clean sheet. It certainly boosts Sol Bryn's confidence, but I'll take 4-3 every week or 3-2. Don't worry about that.
Steve Trodden comes in, Cuts. Didn't watch the game. Well, that's not much use, is it, Steve? However, he does say he was on a plane to the Caribbean. But asked the lads a question a few weeks back whether they would prefer to be playing at home or away more for the remaining games. Would they still stick with their original decision now or favour the opposite? So he's saying a few weeks ago when he listened to the podcast, we were probably all saying it's great having more home games to play than the away games at the time. But would we flip that decision now and actually think, we might be better off away at the moment?
I wouldn't know. Personally. I know the results haven't been great lately at home. But if we need a win, and it's going to click eventually where the fans at that stadium, we've seen it in the past where it's been electric. It's going to happen. So I'd prefer to be playing in front of 25,000 of my own fans rather than, I know we've got 7.5 next week, but maybe 2.5 max on away days. So I'd still pick the home games over the away days, to be honest.
I agree, Cuts, because I think the next home game against Millwall is probably going to be a sellout. I think the Sheffield Wednesday game will be a sellout. If we're in with a sniff of promotion, the last game is at Watford, that'll be a sellout. So I think, I agree, home advantage is huge. But anyway, I hope Steve enjoys the Caribbean. I wish we were there with you, Steve. Was there not a spare seat for George Edmondson on that plane? No. Bandy, come to you. Smithborough, Brian, if Hackney is missing for a few games, what do we do? Surely we can't be starting Gilbert. He shouldn't be in the first team. Well,
Picks
the news seems
itself.
to be that it was cramp for Hayden, so it looks like he's going to be back for Blackburn.
If he isn't, then you just put Brown in there with Morris. You don't, no frills, just get them two in that central area of the pitch. I don't think that's a major problem in terms of replacing, but yeah, it'd be a blow if Hackney's out because he's been fantastic. He's been fantastic this season. Got the assist yesterday as well, and to be honest, I think he's looked just a little bit off his normal standards because his standards are so high. He's been pretty much perfect all season. When he does drop, you notice because we need him in games. He's our talisman. He's been class and a good shout for player of the season. I know it's a bit early because we've got 8 games to go, but he's got to be up there.
Absolutely, totally agree. Cuts, I'll give you the last question from Paul McLean, who's big fan of the show, and he's usually positive, but not so today.
Oh, Paul, what's up with you, man?
Paul's come in with, have no words, we don't lose when we score first, home form is abysmal, regarding a promotion team, away form won't last forever, we have absolutely through so many chances of being in a great position to get out of this league, and yet we've blew the lot of them. See you at Ewood Park. So try and give Paul a team talk, Cuts, will you?
Where are we in the league? Second. What do you need to get promoted? Second. That's all you need to know.
He's right. Paul, cheer up, mate. I'll buy you a pint if I see you at Blackburn.
Right, guys. Thank you very much again. Oh, go on, Cuts, come in.
Oh,
Go
just quickly, it'd be a miss of us. I'm not lucky enough to have my mother around anymore, but love you to bits, mum. Happy Mother's Day to all the women out there who are listening. Have a good day.
Well said, and all the
Well
mothers
said,
watching,
John. I'm
all
in
the
the same
mothers watching will
situation as
appreciate
well.
that. From Cuts, he's the housewife's favourite, is Mr. Cutler. Always has been. Even my own mother loves to see Cutler's little face on the screen, so she'll be buzzing to hear Cuts say that.
Olympic gins for me next week at Ewood Park.
Right, remember, Borough fans, to have a look online this week for the ticket offer for the promotion team, Karanka's promotion team. And as always, don't see a typical Borough. Watch it, listen to it, and we'll be back again next week. Up the Borough.
Up the Borough.